Ernesto is now officially a hurricane and growing stronger at this hour. Ernesto slamming Puerto Rico, more than 700,000 customers without power. Expected to grow potentially to a Category 3 hurricane. The new track at this hour, and we're tracking the storms set to move into the Northeast. Also tonight, the major news on the U.S. economy tonight, the fight against inflation. For the first time since early in President Biden's presidency, inflation now slowing to less than 3%. What they're seeing in prices from groceries to cars, and what President Biden said about the good news today. The race for the White House, Donald Trump on the economy tonight, and taking aim at Vice President Kamala Harris. The attacks again turning personal. And the new poll from Pew tonight showing this is a very tight race. Kamala Harris leading Donald Trump by 1 point. The war in Ukraine tonight, the Ukrainian military attacking multiple airfields inside Russia, taking dozens of Russian troops prisoner. Video tonight showing them in a courtyard blindfolded. 200,000 Russians have been forced to evacuate. The devastating attack in southern Gaza on the eve of high-stakes ceasefire talks aimed at trying to halt this war and get the hostages out, and with Iran's threat of retaliation hanging over it all. Back here in the U.S. tonight, the urgent manhunt for an escaped killer who broke free from guards, where they think he could now be. In Russia, another American under arrest tonight, accused of attacking a police officer at a hotel in Moscow. The search for a missing mother in Virginia. Authorities say her husband waiting 5 days before telling police she disappeared. And tonight here, we remember famous Amos, Wally Amos, and his delicious cookies.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a very busy Wednesday night. We begin tonight with Hurricane Ernesto barreling up the Atlantic, gaining strength at this hour after slamming Puerto Rico and several other islands. At this hour, Ernesto is heading north into warmer waters, expected to grow potentially now to a Category 3 hurricane approaching Bermuda and expected to trigger rip currents and winds all along the East Coast. Ernesto struck Puerto Rico as a tropical storm with powerful winds and flooding rains, knocking out power to nearly half the island, more than 700,000 customers without power tonight. Nearly a foot of rain in some places, the La Plata River overflowing, washing out roads.